sports, if you want to be the best, there are no off days.
I'm just checking in on my latest bid. I've been into cigar bidding here.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, yeah. It's a new hobby of mine. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm checking out quite well.
How does that work? Or maybe you don't want to tell people.
Well, I don't want to give. I'm not going to promote any company here without some type of compensation. But yeah, no, it's kind of like eBay for cigars.
Yeah.
So if you want to try a fancy cigar, you can get them at a great rate. Some $25 sticks. I got a box of 10. Normally $250, Chris. Got it for I think $35.
Wow! Look at you.
Look at me.
But now that you've told the world about it, everyone's
now
going
they're
to
all
outbid you.
It could be. I got my lot. I'm good. Welcome into the No Off Days podcast. On that note, he is Chris Cato. I'm Scott Smith. We got BK in the booth. The studio smells wonderful right now because there is something that is being warmed up in our oven as we speak. It was a wonderful weekend for me this past week.
Yes.
And it was of the narrowest of margins because last week we did our Fairways and Furlongs second annual draft where we had 6 rounds and you could pick either between a Preakness horse or a player in the PGA Championship. Mm-hmm. And we had the Nodpod scoring system, which tabulated all the points. And I think it did so fairly. I thought it was – would you make any tweaks to the scoring system?
Given my final score, yes, I would.
Yeah. So anyway, it was between you, BK, and myself, and I just narrowly edged BK, thanks in part to a John Rahm collapse on the back 9 there at Quail Hollow. But you, my friend, it was a struggle session for you.
What was my total points again?
A total of 0 points.
A goose egg, huh?
So you could gain points by finishing with a top 20 golfer or one of the top 5 horses in the field, and it was only a 9-horse field at the Preakness. And you actually picked the 2 horses. Your 2 horses were the 2 last place finishing horses.
Hey, look, Come Again. What was his name? Come Again? Never Again?
Yeah, Clever Again.
Clever Again.
Yeah, not so clever.
He was the right call, though. I mean,
you think so?
Yeah, I mean, look, he had a great half a race. He was
did.
up there.
Yeah.
Then he got banged around against the rail by one of these other guys.
Yeah.
Both of my horses came in 8th and 9th, and then I think my highest finishing golfer was Rory at 47th.
Yeah.
That's not going to get you a lot of points.
He had a tough opening round. I think it was that club that he was messing around with. Anyway, Scotty Scheffler gets it done. He was, of course, my first overall selection. And let's bring BK in because, BK, your strategy going into last week's draft – we didn't know how to play this, right? It was like, well, we all kind of had like a different strategy. And I thought yours was actually quite effective. You went horse for the first 4 rounds. Is that correct?
I think the first 3 rounds went horse, yeah, because I thought it would be easier for me at least to pick a top 5 horse than it would be a top 5
well,
PGA golfer.
You certainly did. I think you had 3 of the top 5 horses. So,
right.
And that got you a bunch of points. So you went into Sunday's final round of the PGA Championship probably feeling pretty good about yourself, right?
I did. It's weird because I really wasn't trying to win. I was just trying not to finish last.
Yes.
And why would that be? Why would you not want to finish last?
Because Cato put this little stipulation in there, and I did not. I was scared to death all weekend.
You didn't support it. And look, we knew when I came up with the punishment that I would be the one to suffer the punishment. So
can you tell the good people of Nodville what that punishment is that we will be seeing on today's program?
Who, me?
Somebody, anybody.
You let Cato say.
Well,
Cato
since the PGA, this was my brilliant idea. Since the PGA Championship was played at Quail Hollow, I said, why doesn't the loser eat a raw quail egg on the show? So,
my friends, that is going to be taking place. By the end of this program, you will watch a raw, slimy, loogie-looking quail egg just slide right on down your gullet.
I hear they're good for the gut, BK. Good for the gut health.
Goodness.
Yeah.
I'm seriously. I was texting Scott saying I cannot lose. I was trying to figure out ways to get out of, like putting a hole in the cup where the egg would fall out and I pretend I drink it or whatever. No.
They can't.
So I was nervous.
It's going to be good. It's going to be the best, most wholesome thing I've eaten in quite some time.
I'm glad that you're optimistic about it, or at least you're lying to yourself, and it's just enough to get through it. So that's what's coming up at the very end. So the winner, me, and I say that with all humility because really, BK, I thought I was going to come in second. John Rahm just completely collapsed for you down the stretch. It was the difference between you and me was 1 stroke.
Yeah.
It was crazy. So I thought the scoring system was okay. I do think that maybe we need to broaden out some of the golfers because I think you need to have more points awarded to like more than just the top 20 finishers.
I think you're saying that just because it was a bad leaderboard. Like we didn't know a lot of these guys.
It was a bad leaderboard. It was. I agree with you. But I just think comparatively to how many got points on the horse side of things versus, I mean, how many guys were in the field? Like 140 something, 147 or something. I think
so.
There was. I mean, so I think if you make the cut, the difference between finishing 21st and missing the cut entirely is the same. In terms of our points, it was all 0. So, anyway, so I will be getting a meal at the end of this. It was between crab cakes and Carolina barbecue, and because I couldn't trust your storing method for the crab cakes, I thought they'd be sitting in your car all afternoon, and we didn't want that. So I'm going with the barbecue.
You trust my processing of pork, then?
Well, there's less to mess up
because I made this myself from scratch.
Oh, good. Oh, good. What else do we have on today's program, BK?
Hey, man, we got a packed show today. First of all, we're going to talk to Bucs running back Rachaad White. How about that? Starting his, 4th year with the Bucs?
It's a contract year.
It is.
So this is the end of his rookie contract. Right. So he's in line for a big payday if he plays his cards right here in 25.
I think he will.
And then after that, how about this? I am so excited about this. The 4-time world champion, Shawn Michaels. How about
From
that?
the Rockers?
Yes. How about, yeah.
I didn't know we had. This is crazy. I didn't know we're getting Shawn Michaels and Rachaad White.
Yes.
Yeah.
What a show.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, it's a big weekend here in Tampa Bay because it's the WWE Memorial Day weekend takeover. So it's a 4-day event taking place at the Yuengling Center. So we'll talk to Shawn Michaels and
he loves Tampa. I mean, I think his first Royal Rumble, Cato, correct me if I'm wrong, his first Royal Rumble win was here in Tampa, right?
Yeah, I won't correct you.
Okay.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right. Yeah. Were you there in attendance?
I'm glad I'm the wrestling expert. I haven't watched anything since King Kong Bundy stalked the ring.
It's been a minute. The Junkyard Dog.
I do know who Shawn Michaels is, though. He's big time.
Yeah. Shawn Michaels, it's going to be good.
Who was your guys' favorite wrestler growing up? I know you guys watched as a child.
I was a Hulk Hogan guy. I was all bought in on. I was a real American, you know. And now to live here in the same area and just kind of hope you could bump into him once in a while.
Yeah, I did see him at the sideline. I've seen him at the sideline of a Bucs game, and he's always seemed larger than life, but in person he is even bigger.
Well, he wrestled at 6'6", right?
Yeah, big dude. Yeah. So, mine was. Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
He's a good one.
And I understand that he lives in the area. So if he ever wants to, Brutus, the opportunity right here to join the nodpod. I know you've reached mountaintops in your career, but I think this would be fitting.
Is he still with us? I mean, many.
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
we've confirmed? Because many of them have not.
Yes, unfortunately that has been the case. But, yeah. BK, what about you?
Dang, I mean, I like The Rock.
You
I like
Jimmy the Superfly Snuka.
No, I didn't like him. But, you know, I really like Jericho. We've talked to him on the podcast. Chris Jericho. He had a great gimmick, great promos. I was always the promo guy where the way they talked and everything. So Stone Cold, The Rock, Jericho, I thought they were just top.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Yeah.
Oh, Hacksaw. Loved him with his sideways tongue.
Yeah, what a prop. He brought that 2x4 into the ring every time.
Yeah, he probably got the contractor discount at Home Depot because of so much lumber that he had purchased over the years. He could have built an extension on the house. All right, very good. Thanks, BK.
Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, if you're listening and you want to watch, go to fox13news.com/nodpod. If you're watching and you want to listen or subscribe, you can take out your phone, zap the QR code. It'll take you to our show page. You can find all of them right there, fox13news.com/nodpod. If you're listening on podcast, we invite you to leave a 5-star. All right, let's get into our talkers for the day. Big news coming down this week and much anticipated. We thought this was going to take place, and a lot of people are looking forward to this. A new sport is coming to the 2028 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles, and that would be flag football. It is taking the nation by storm. All forms of football, with the exception of maybe spring leagues, have been growing in popularity. And so here we go, flag football. And the NFL has passed a resolution to allow players. They haven't hashed out all the details yet. They got to talk to the NFLPA and do that whole negotiation, that song and dance. But they are going to allow NFL players to compete. So first and foremost, I think this is probably going to be a one-shot deal.
You think so?
I can't imagine after the bloodbath that we're going to see, the U.S. is going to blow out every single country. I can't imagine a country even giving them a fair match. It's just they're going to run away with
You're
the ball.
underestimating Uzbekistan.
Yeah,
I think they've got a squad this year.
They're crafty. They run a different route tree for sure. But I think it's going to be a 5-on-5 competition. And I don't think teams are allowed to send more than one player from their team. But if you had to formulate that dream team, that's your job. Chris Cato, you are now the commissioner of the Flag Football Olympics.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Who's going to be on that team?
We're going flag football. We're going speed and elusiveness, right?
So I think you actually can have a larger team, and you can have a defense, and you can have an offense. But people don't care about the defensive side of the ball. It's not.
It's flag football. Come on.
It's flag football. Yeah. It's about points. So who's on the offensive side of the ball for you?
You got to go speed. Let's do back and forth because you'll probably take one. I'll take one. Okay. So I'll go. Let's do quarterback first. I'll say Lamar Jackson.
I was going to go Lamar as well. Yeah. At first, I was leaning Patrick Mahomes because he's so crafty, and I think either way you win, right? I mean, I don't know if they allow quarterbacks to take off and run.
They should.
If they don't, I'll probably lean Patrick. If they do, I'm going to go hands down Lamar Jackson. But
that's why I went Lamar. I'm assuming running is part of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's get Lamar receiver. Let's do Tyreek Hill.
You want
someone open in space? Yeah. I think he's
just
perfect.
A burner.
Just perfect for flag football.
Okay. I like Tyreek Hill, but I do want – I want a guy that's going to go up and contest a catch too, because I feel like
you
can
draft
need
that
some
guy
jump
later.
balls.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Justin Jefferson. He's probably going to be my wide receiver number 1.
Okay, all right. Let's go wide receiver number 2.
And really, they're all wide receivers.
I would really say, and I would have said Justin. Let's go Jamar Chase again. Speed, elusiveness.
Yeah. He can high point that ball. I'm going to go with a guy that I think can do. I want some versatility, right? If I need someone to play defense for me, I want. It's kind of like the Rays. Like I need utility guys at every position. I'm going to go Travis Hunter.
That's a good call.
Yeah, I'm going to go the rookie out of Jacksonville. I think he's going to be on my flag football team.
He plugs in and plays a little cornerback for you, and then walks over the other side of the field and catches a touchdown pass.
Absolutely.
Oh gosh, we don't need a kicker. I do like your idea of getting someone with height in there. This guy's good in the open field. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
That's a good call.
Yeah, Amon-Ra St. Good hands.
I could see him being a fantastic flag football player. I'm going to go running back to play receiver, and it's along those lines. I need a little bit of make you miss. Someone that can catch those swing passes, something in the flats. I'm going to go with Jahmyr Gibbs, Detroit Lions, another Lion.
I like that. When you inspired me for my last choice, I want a running back. And, if a guy can jump over someone backwards, he can probably evade someone trying to grab a flag, and I'll go Saquon.
Yeah, Saquon's a good call. He does have some make you miss, but I don't think he has as much as my final pick, and that's going to be from the Buccaneers. Bucky Irving.
Shifty. Yeah,
I know. It's kind of a surprise call, but year number 2 in the league. Well, at that point, it'll be year number 4, right?
Yeah.
4 or 5.
Yeah, 28.
Yeah. And I think the jukes will still be there. So I need a guy that is going to take it and get be able to spin, get people off his flag. So I'm going to go Bucky to
get off my flag.
Yeah, I like it. Do you think it's going to stick around, or is it going to be a one-shot deal?
I think there is a smaller contingent of NFL fans that are afraid that this is what the NFL wants the main product to be way down the road.
I had another idea regarding the Pro Bowl. Okay, flag football. This is how you make that flag football game even better. Okay, it's going to become tournament style, and you're going to break the teams down, not AFC, NFC. You're going to do it by position group.
Okay.
So now you have a team of all quarterbacks, a team of all receivers, a team of all running backs. And then on the defensive side, you have a team of all defensive backs. I'm going to squish the linebackers and D linemen together, and then we're going to have an O-line team as well.
I like that.
And they're going to compete against one another. Wouldn't that be fantastic?
It's pretty creative,
Because you get them outside of their comfort zone. Sure, you got a great quarterback that can throw the ball, but can they run routes?
That's a great idea.
And then you got to there's a lot of receivers that can throw the ball pretty decently. But
and maybe the winner of your little tournament there actually represents Team USA's flag football team in the next Olympics.
There you go.
Yeah, incentivize it.
There we go. I think in that competition, I'm going to actually say the defensive backs will win.
Yeah,
because I think defense is going to come at a premium. I'm not confident that the receivers or even your fast guys on offense are going to be able to pull the flags as well as the DBs would do. And And I think it's just a little easier to catch a football when you don't have gear on. You know, that's always going to be their sticking point, right? They have wheels, but can they catch a ball? Other NFL news. How about this? You know, Bill Belichick's relationship. We've talked about it before, but his relationship with Jordan Hudson has a lot of people thinking, holy matrimony. That's what's happening. Holy matrimony. According to the New York Times, Hudson has told at least one person that she and Bill Belichick are engaged to be married. Is this the wedding of the century? I know that we kind of throw that title around. Celebrity weddings.
A lot of crazy things have come out since these two first, became a union, I guess, joined forces. But I was surprised to hear about this engagement.
Were you?
Yeah, I was. Again, I know, it's a beautiful thing, but 73 and 24, you just wonder what's that going to look like? I know she's trying to lock him down now, right?
Okay.
You don't want him getting away.
Yeah,
so.
No. He's a hot commodity.
He's on that college campus now in Chapel Hill. But what does that look like? What did he go to her father and ask for his hand in marriage? Mr. Hudson, this is Bill. I'm going to marry your daughter. Okay. All right. Thanks. Mr. Charming there.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder what the wedding is going to look like, and I definitely vote for a made-for-TV event. I think that is a mandatory. I want to be able to look through the wedding invite list. I got to have Gronk is giving my best man speech. It's going to be similar to like a Vince Vaughn Wedding Crashers type of vibe. I don't know. I don't know what kind of wedding gift you would give to a guy that seemingly has everything, and gal I should say that seemingly has everything.
How about sleeves for his sweaters?
Yeah, you give like matching sleeveless hoodies. Like his and her, like bride and groom. That would be adorable.
Yeah.
They get on their honeymoon plane afterwards, and they're both wearing those grimy holes. Oil stains. Yeah, I think that would be
a good look.
I think that would be cute. I was actually, I think they're a voracious reading couple, and he obviously wrote a book recently. But I thought maybe this would be an appropriate touch. I found a book on Amazon called "What Would Gen Z Do?" Everything you don't know about Gen Z but should. I think it's like it could be a time of real eye-opening time for Coach Belichick.
You think this could help?
How can I communicate? Yeah. Right, it's like the equivalent of like men are from Mars, women are from Venus. You can learn a little bit about the generational gap.
This will help him talk to her and help them get along better. Yeah. You're thinking there. Yeah. How about a bag of NIL money for a wedding gift, because he's going to need a lot of that to make a football team at North Carolina.
He is. Yeah. Well, I think the options are endless. Again, what do you get the guy that has just about everything? I think you get him the thing that nobody has.
Which is?
I think Tom Brady is going to bring a direwolf cub.
Oh, yes. I forgot that he engineered a direwolf.
Yes, he's the mad scientist that has brought this ancient beast back from the past.
Back from extinction.
It's all Brady's fault. He was the one mixing the vials in the laboratory, I believe, according to reports.
You think Belichick's like, hey Brady, if you're really bringing back things that are extinct, hook me up in a couple years here, right? Give me some of that serum.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, congratulations to the Belichicks. It should be wonderful. I'll be expecting my wedding invite. And then finally, I don't know if you saw this one, Chris, but we've all kind of seen the 100 men versus a gorilla. And I got to get your thoughts on that, but before I do, there was 143,000 people that took on the chess grandmaster, top chess player in the entire world. His name is Magnus Carlsen, and I think when I hear Magnus, I think of the most the weightlifting guys,
the world's strongest man.
But not that. Opposite.
Magnus von Magnusson.
No, this is close. Oh. Magnus Carlsen is a 34-year-old. He is like the best of the best when it comes to chess, and he took on chess.com. I guess they had 143,000 people, and they would vote for the next move. So it's him versus all these people. They pool their brains together to come up with the next best move. And this competition lasted 46 days. They had up to 24 hours to make their next move, so they could think about it, deliberate about what that next move is going to be. They would cast a vote, and whatever that winning vote would be the move that the 143,000 people would make, taking on one guy. That's how good he was. It took that much brain power, and at the end, after 46 days, it ended in a draw.
You're telling me that. So these 143,000 people, they had to agree on a move, and they could do.
Well, they voted. They voted, and whatever the highest vote was, is what they would
how
do.
boring is this? I'm thinking that they're getting off one move a day. If it takes, you're taking a survey of 143,000 people, one or two moves a day.
Maybe. I think they took more than one. I think they averaged more than one move a day. But I just think this guy, first of all, incredible brain power. And why are we not using that for something else? But maybe he does. I don't know what his day job is. You probably make a good living being the number one chess player in the world.
Do you think his head exploded after he lost to this pool of common people? Do you think
it was a draw? I think they look at it like a loss because he was the heavy favorite going in. Right? But this is like Bobby Fischer on steroids. I mean, this guy was amazing. So anyway, I know that we're into the competitions of, X number of people versus one particular thing.
Yes.
Like 100. By the way, 100 men versus gorilla.
It was 1,000, right? Wasn't that the thing that went viral? The 1,000 men versus gorilla?
Oh, I think it was 100. I don't know. Rochelle, was it 100 or was it 1,000?
I believe it was 100.
Okay, is it 100? Okay, well, so much for betting on the men then. When it was 1,000, I was like, go team men. But the thing with 100 is if it's the right people. It's all about it's got to be the right people. You can't just go pick.
Give me an example of one person that you would want in that mix.
A Marine.
Okay.
Yeah, an Army Ranger.
Well, yes. For me, I've thought through this for at least 7 minutes, and I just can't imagine anybody. I mean, I can't. You could put the dream team of UFC fighters out there.
No, if you have
maybe Shawn Michaels, who's coming up on the program.
Probably.
But I can't imagine them being able to go after a gorilla.
Look, you would have
I'm
to
thinking
have
like a silverback gorilla. I don't know if there's different varieties.
Probably. I think there's the lowland silverback is one variety.
Okay.
But I think it's like this. If you have 100 men who are of the like mind, and that's the one advantage that mankind would have, right, is strategize. We can strategize, and there's going to be some sacrifice here. There's going to be that first phalanx of men who know that they're going in there and they're probably getting arms ripped off. So you're going to have some guys that are really, putting their lives on the line here. But if you have enough men go in, guy on backs grabbing around, gouging eyes, guy at the bottoms grabbing gorilla nuts, whatever you got to do to get it done, I think eventually if you've got the right men in there, you could wear gorilla down.
I don't see it. I don't see it happening. I think the first rush at that gorilla is going to be what happens with all of them. I just don't think. I think they're too quick. They're too strong.
If you're rushing 80 people at once, though,
how does that even occur? How do 80 people rush one?
Well, you're going to go in stacked waves, right? So by the time he's ripping the heads off the first wave, second wave's already getting to him, right? So he's a billion times stronger than us and can tear us in half, but he can't handle guy after guy coming at him.
This is the Revolutionary War. It comes down to tactic, right? So you want to do like the British approach where you have lines of infantrymen, and you want this structure, but you're going against this is quite literally guerrilla warfare, and this thing will not play your game. It's going to destroy every person that can, and it's endless amounts of energy. All right, coming up on the other side, we are catching up with Bucs running back Rachaad White as he steps into year number 4. A big season ahead for him. We will catch up with him and what he's got cooking this offseason. Next on the nodpod. You know what's coming up next week, Chris?
Is it, let's see, Memorial Day.
That is true. Yeah. Also your birthday, by the way. Your birthday's on Memorial Day, is it not?
No.
Is it not?
Labor Day, the other one.
Oh,
thank you for trying to remember, though. That was nice. How about that?
I knew it landed on a holiday. Yeah. Anyway.
Even though Labor Day moves every year.
Can you just return that Amazon gift?
Yeah, sure.
I sent you the Gen Z book that I was intending to send to. Anyway, no, next week is the first round of OTAs. What do OTAs stand for? organized
team activities.
Team activities,
Yes.
that's right. Voluntary, but it's taking place over at $1, and so that's going to be first opportunity for these guys to get on the field, offense versus defense, run around a little bit, taste of football, and well, since we're talking about football, how about our guest on today's Nod Pod, running back for your Buccaneers, Rachaad White.
First things first, how is the offseason going?
Going great, can't complain, bro. Can't complain. I'm blessed, I'm alive, family, everybody good. A lot of great things going on.
Yeah. Has your offseason training changed over the 4 years you've been in the league? Has it looked different from one season to the next, or do you try to keep it?
Yeah, so this year changed drastically. Just some new different things I needed to take, new different routes, new maps that led me to different directions, but it was for the better, and I'm great this offseason. So yes, the training and the workouts have changed drastically, and I'm happy about where I'm headed going into this year.
The name of our podcast is No Off Days, and I know that's kind of like the same mentality that you have to have even going into the off season. But I'm curious, just off the field, like what's the best thing you did here in the off season, or maybe something that you still have planned that like really allows you to decompress and prepare for the season ahead? Is it like a trip to the mountains, beach, overseas, anything like that?
I say the biggest thing. I don't really know. I say I need one more trip. I got a brother that's going to a festival. He keeps trying to get me to go. It's a lot of options out there. I'm just trying to figure out, what's the best for me, Rachaad, for Uno, and I'm gonna go where the wind blows and where God leads me to. But yeah, I'm for sure gonna take another little debrief moment, got to, and then get ready to go. Get ready to go. It's all happening fast.
So you go into another season where you're preparing for another offensive coordinator under Josh Grizzard. How similar or dissimilar from Cohen do you think his philosophies, from what you understand right now, are?
Yeah, it'll be, of course, a lot similar. JG, I call him JG. I call him all kinds of stuff. Grizz, JG.
Wizard, right? I heard his nickname's
Yeah,
a Wizard.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I got a lot of respect for him. Seen his journey, not seen, but heard about his journey and how, the connection we got and we talked about and how he worked his way up. And it's a great opportunity. But yeah, for sure, I'll say the verbiage and things like that, a good amount of it to kind of somewhat be the same. He switched some things up, of course, because, everybody different. Everybody got different styles. But yeah, when it comes to our offense and stuff, we'll be running a good amount of the same things, but, just different things that he didn't tweak and, put his own little spin to it, his own little swag to it.
Game coordinator last year, and that's a big part of your game. You thrived in that, tied for the most touchdowns amongst running backs last year in the NFL. How much pride do you take in being able to be a back that can do both the run, the catch, the pass block? Had you always thought about your game that way, or was that something that evolved as the opportunities presented themselves?
Yeah, man. I just always had pride. I always just wanted to work on what needed to be worked on, and I just think growing up, my older brothers and all of us playing sports and playing football and just being around each other, it helped me out, be able to, play all kinds of different things. Like I had a brother who played corner, a brother who played safety. Um, I had my other brother just really played basketball, so I was huge into basketball really because of him. And just growing up and being the youngest of the brothers, you just seeing everybody do different things, and it was like me was I was like the most athletic, so I played like both sides and things like that, which helped my game a lot. Obviously, helped me be able to catch the ball, helped me be able to do certain things that not a lot of guys can do, but. I just say that's the biggest thing. I always try to make sure, I don't give coach a reason to take me off the field. I'm able to do everything, and that I don't limit myself as a player.
Try you at a cornerback, man. Do a little Travis Hunter, do a little both ways, right?
Nah, that shit sell for me. I respect that though, but that one sell for me.
That's a lot. That's a lot. So, around the draft, you get the Adam Schefter reports that come out, your name's circulated, potentially being traded. What did you think about that when you saw that kind of come down?
Man, you just understand the business. It's life, I think my mom growing up, she always she said, uh, what she said, expect some. It was like some. She always had a saying some like pray or hope for the best, but expect whatever, expect the worst or change and things
Prepare
like
for the
that. But
worst. Yeah.
yeah, prepare for the worst. But so like you just never know what's going on. It's a business. The organization got to do what's best for them, things like that. But I just try not. I don't. A lot of people talk. A lot of people. It's gonna be opinions. It's gonna be what they think, or some of it. Yeah, it's true, but you just got to keep going and worry about yourself. And that's what I try to do. I just try to worry about Rachaad White, worry about Uno, and I'm where I am. And, you know what I'm saying? I'm happy. I'm excited about what's going to happen.
We've talked a lot about like the relationship you guys have in that running back room, and you got talented backs that can all contribute. But I think a lot of folks would say, okay, like our receiver room or our line room is all we're all team first, all unselfish. How common is what you guys feel like you have in that running back room, where you kind of put team above the individual because everybody has their own individual contract, right? Like everybody has to go out and prove themselves individually. But do you feel like the mix you have in that running back room is special or unique that's maybe not common in football?
Yeah, I mean, I say the biggest thing is you got three guys that's really good, that's really talented. That's kind of hard to come across when we talk about three. Lately, the league obviously been going to two guys. You know what I'm saying? And duos and things like that. Obviously, which what we got here huge. But like if one of us go down, then Sean Tucker steps up and he fills in a good role, and you know what I'm saying, and you obviously missed the guy that went down, of course, because we all bring different aspects to the game, but you know what I'm saying, he's able to kind of pick up the slack, you know what I'm saying, of what's going on. So I say that's what make it unique. That's what make it different. It's hard to look across the league and say, oh, we got three, good guy, three guys that, you know what I'm saying, like if our first two guys or whatever go down, you know what I'm saying, now we kind of, most times like scratching at the wall, like, trying to bring somebody in, bring a vet in, and for us, we got, three young guys that if one of us go down, we all can play and do what we got to do. So I say that's what makes us different and unique. Obviously, too, we got different sizes. It's just different games. So I say that's what makes us too, like really different and unique as well as in our room. So it's a good room, and it's a good room. It's a competitive room, and it's fun to be in.
It's a big contract year for you. Does it feel like a lot is on the line as you prepare? Does it feel like that scrutiny that's associated with having to prove yourself? Does that influence the way in which you're training here in the off season?
I mean, I just understand God got me. At the end of the day, I didn't work I'm grateful. I'm happy. I'm blessed to be sitting right here talking to you right now on the journey that I have took. You know what I'm saying? And came a long way. So I trust God. I trust in the Word. I know that He got me. I believe in Him. I have faith, and then obviously I just trust and believe in myself. My journey I always been on myself, and you know what I'm saying. I'm always gonna do that. I'm always gonna have that chip on my shoulder. So it really ain't no pressure to me. It's just going out there, having fun, and not worrying about, like I said, what other people think. Not worrying about, oh, no extension. I'm not worried about none of that. I'm just worried about what I got to do, handle my business, and do my role and play my job. I mean, do my job to help this team win. And let's try to go farther than we've been.
This offseason is pouring back into the youth, and you have an opportunity to do that coming up on the 31st over in Orlando as you kick off your football camp. I mean, it's K through 12, right? So what is the aim of this camp from your vantage point?
I think the biggest thing, obviously, it was huge to me being a ball player, and I got some family in Orlando, and it's a lot of football players that have came out of Orlando, but I don't know how often, like when it comes to football, guys get back to Orlando because they don't have no football team, of course. So I think we just came together and. We thought it was a good opportunity for us to get back to some kids. That probably don't see a lot of professional athletes when it comes to football wise, and to partner with Lake Nona and what they have going on. Obviously, they already do a lot of great things with the youth and the 707s, and just the football, their organizations, youth youth organizations that they got going on there, and it just all made sense. So I think the biggest thing what we're trying to get out is a good amount of kids coming out. We're trying to have a fun and very eventful weekend. We don't want to hammer them on a lot of stuff. We want to let them go out there and play football, but obviously, teach them and they get something out of it. We don't want to waste anybody's time, but we also want them to be themselves, bring their personalities out, have some swag, have some aura, because I'd be out there with that, and some of my guys that's coming with me. That I'm gonna have come with me, and just have fun. Weekend of just fun. It's gonna be hot. So you got to be hydrated, but we have some drinks for them and stuff like that. Keep them hydrated and, loose. And that's what we're looking at. We came together, my team, my camp in Lake Nona, and, man, it was just a great opportunity to give back. And that's what we try to do.
Well, and I know it's going to be formative for the kids that are involved because they get to not only learn from the guys that do it the best, but they get an opportunity to hang with you and see what an NFL player does. Did you ever, when you grew up, did you go to football camps? Was that part of your growing up experience or no?
Nah, man, I missed out. My brothers, though, they did. And they went to, because I'm from Kansas City, Missouri, so they went to Tony Gonzalez camp. And he would host that all the time. And that's all due respect. But I missed out, man. I was too young, man. Tony he didn't do my age group. He knew I would have been killing him out there.
Now you get the opportunity to do it yourself and give back to the kids. So if kids want to register, parents want to get their kids involved in this, and you have an opportunity in Tampa as well, if I'm not mistaken, right? The following week.
Yeah. Oh yeah, too. And I want to show love to that for sure. That's with organization called Fleshworth. Yeah, it's over in Lakeland too. I believe, and I'm doing back to back weekends. I'm on tour. So, but no, I'm just messing around. But I'm on tour basically. But yeah, they just could go to my page and. It's a link in my bio for the one in Tampa, if that is easier for them. And then they'll see on the post that we had made. I got the RachaadWhite.com for the camp out in Orlando with Lake Nona and things like that. And you just go. It's self-explanatory. You just go, you click on the link, and then you sign your kids up and things like that. I mean, obviously, the more kids, the better in general. Just to come out, have fun. We have food. We got a lot of good things going on. So we got everything taken care of. So just come out, have fun. We got everything they need.
It's a worldwide tour. It's bigger than Taylor Swift. Here comes Rachaad White coming to your city. So RachaadWhite1.com, right? RachaadWhite1.com is where they can get all the info and get registered.
Yep, that's where they can. So come on out, have some fun. Let's break a sweat, run around, hear some music. Let's just, good vibes, man. Good vibes. Be good vibes. You gotta have some swag too. Don't come to my camp, you ain't got no swag.
I like it. He is Rachaad White, running back for your Buccaneers. Appreciate the time, man.
Thank you, Scott. Appreciate you.
Yeah. His football camp sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. So make your way out to Orlando, or you could attend the one in Tampa. That is RachaadWhite1.com for details. All right, next guest on the other side. Again, action-packed show. Someone that knows a thing or two about swift kick to the chin.
Oh.
That would be Shawn Michaels, WWE Hall of Famer. Our guest on the nodpod next. If there's one thing we know real well here in Tampa, it's Cuban sandwiches and professional wrestling.
That's it.
That's right. An amazing history of wrestling here in our community, and so many guys that have excelled to the highest highs in the sport started right here in our own backyard. And this week, it's the WWE Memorial Day weekend Tampa Takeover, and so it's like 4 days over at the Yuengling Center, and so we're talking wrestling. This is actually our third wrestling guest that we've had
Drew
on.
McIntyre.
We had Drew on. And the guy that shares your first name?
Mr. Chris Jericho.
That is
That's
BK's
correct.
favorite wrestler,
Yes.
but I think by the end of this interview, he might have a change. It could be Shawn Michaels. WWE Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels is our guest.
Big Memorial Day weekend here in Tampa, WWE Takeover, and we have WWE Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels with us. So many wrestlers have come through the Tampa area. They have roots here. Some still reside here. What's your history with the area? Had you trained here, spent time here?
Look, lived in Tampa for a while. Obviously, don't live too far away from Tampa currently. Won my first Royal Rumble in Tampa. A lot of really great experiences in Tampa. And as you say, huge roots just from a WWE standpoint. So many of the guys live around Tampa and the Tampa area, and certainly make a whole lot of us call Florida our home. So this is going to be not just a great event for the WWE because it's Memorial Weekend and takeover in Tampa, but it's also for everybody. It always makes it easier when it's a short trip to go to work, and you get to have the best of both worlds, going out there and doing your job in front of thousands and thousands of people, and then getting home by like 9 or 10 o'clock is awesome.
No doubt. I remember as a kid watching WWF, and I remember you and the Rockers and Marty Jannetty and a high-flying tag team. I'm curious, it seems like, and I don't pay as much attention now to the up-and-coming acts, but tag teams seem like they were a little bit more common back in the day. Do you think that is the case? And if so, why?
Well, look, I don't know if they were more common back in the day. I think we had just think that's when the WWE was first making its big splash. Okay, so now so we paid attention to just about everything, and we had a lot of very different teams and different sizes and different attributes. You had, the Powers of Pain, but then you had the Rockers, and you had the Rougeaus, and you had the Hart Foundation. So, and nowadays, again, we've got a lot of tag teams still, but I don't know how many of them are 100% tag teams as opposed to maybe two guys that look like singles wrestlers, but they form a tag team. And look, I think that's something that's also a time when, I think people enjoyed tag team wrestling and tag team packages. And I think times have changed a bit to where now people understand that individual superstars are the ones that kind of make everything tick here in the WWE. And so I think tag teams are still a prevalent part. I know they are here in NXT, but look, I think we all also have our favorite time, in wrestling. So we all have our time that we're biased to. I have mine as well, so you're not alone in that respect.
You kind of set the mold for this cocky, brash persona, and then we kind of see that replicated. There's other guys back in the day, speaking of, that kind of had a more bizarre approach or persona. I think of like a George the Animal Steel, right? So why do you think cocky and brash was copied and eating turnbuckles never quite panned out?
Well, I'll say this. I think because people can understand that cocky and brash is way more common, especially today, than it is somebody that's eating turnbuckles. I think you can walk down the road and see a lot of people that may think they're the coolest dude in the world, that think they're the hottest guy in the world, that think that, their stuff doesn't stink. I don't see a lot of people eating turnbuckles walking down the road. So I think obviously our business has changed quite a bit. It has to be things that connect and that are relatable to people. And look, I'll also say this. The irony of our business is that it's actually based on a lot of reality to who the superstars are. It's their personalities just kind of turned up to 10. And so everything that you see on television, these individuals have as very significant attributes to who they really are.
Take it you've never tried to eat a turnbuckle?
I have not. Tried a lot of things, but a turnbuckle wasn't one of them.
So Yuengling Center is the location. We got Saturday main event. We got Battleground on Sunday, Monday Night Raw, and then, of course, NXT on Tuesday. How epic is this weekend going to be? And can folks still get in the door?
Yeah, look, obviously we got a few tickets left. Going to be a huge weekend takeover in Tampa. Saturday night's main event, as you mentioned, then, of course, Battleground PLE with NXT. All I know is that our NXT superstars are very excited about getting out on the road. These are the young men and women that are going to be the Raw and SmackDown main eventers of tomorrow. They're going to be people that are going to be headlining WrestleMania in the future here in the WWE. And this is an opportunity for them to get out and show the world why they, should be the Raw and SmackDown superstars of tomorrow. And they're very excited about coming to Tampa and letting the world see what they're all about.
Before I let you go, real quick, I've had some wrestlers on the podcast before, and I try to get some pointers with each interview as to some moves that I can put on my co-host Chris. I'm curious if you have any suggestions.
Sure. Well, look, I always say because mine, my finisher was sweet chin music. I mean, anytime you can just haul off and kick somebody in the face, it's quick, it's easy, it's painless for you, and it usually gets the job done pretty satisfactory.
All right, I got to start limbering. I'm gonna have to stretch that out a little bit before I try. I appreciate it.
All you got to do is stretch. That's right.
He is the great Shawn Michaels. I appreciate your time. Thanks for jumping on with us.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
All right, just stretching that leg out, getting it ready.
What happened?
Because I'm gonna do that move on you. It's a little sweet chin music.
Oh no!
I'm always working on my repertoire to take you down.
Why don't you stretch your stomach muscles out? You got some eating to do coming up.
All right, coming up on the other side, this guy is going to be eating a quail egg while yours truly gets to enjoy nothing but Carolina barbecue. That's next on the nodpod.
That's just not fair.
Now it's time to pay the piper. All right, it is time to reap the rewards of winning the fairways and furlongs. And while I eat my barbecue, are you going to be presenting this?
I have to go get my quail eggs.
Okay, please do.
I need to source them from a local quail.
All right, so again, fairways and furlongs draft last week, and I edged BK. I think my point total was 60. It was enough to just edge BK, whose main golfer was John Rahm, and he gave it a run for the money. Okay, here it comes. Okay. Oh, so this is my Carolina barbecue, right? It was shipped in from Carolina.
This is from our friends at Four Rivers down the street. They do a great job. And no, they did not give us this. BK and I paid for it. But look, I got you some brisket because that's what you said you wanted. And I got you the collard greens you wanted. And I got you your favorite bread pudding.
That's burnt ends. I
got you some burnt ends because I said you can't have brisket without the tips because that's what the burnt end is the tip of the brisket.
This is the hottest plate ever.
I know. This is probably dry as all get out because it's been in the warmer for, an hour.
I'm a big fan of Four Rivers. They do a great job, yes. So, and then my sides, we have collard greens and we have some bread pudding. How about this? This is a feast for a king. Not a Brian King.
Now that's
okay.
The Carolina part.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. All right. While I'm doing this.
It's the Carolina style, is the mustard-based barbecue sauce. So you help yourself there.
Okay. I don't know why you got me a spoon, but I'm going to eat this
Well, I thought you might want that for your bread pudding.
Okay.
I've never seen anyone actually eat bread pudding before. I didn't know what.
Oh, bread pudding's amazing, especially at Four Rivers.
Oh, he's digging in. There he goes. He took a big bite of the brisket.
Oh, it feels good to be the winner. Oh. I mean, they did it again. They killed it. Okay. Now, offset, Chris is grabbing a whole tray of baby quail eggs. Look at these things. They're adorable.
These are.
They're like little Cadbury eggs. And you have is that a champagne glass or is that
I wanted a shot glass, but I couldn't find any clean ones. So, yes, this is a little champagne flute. And this is going to contain my quail egg once I get it cut open. Now, Have you
thought of your strategy yet?
Yes, I have. That's why I have these kitchen scissors in my hand. I've never eaten a raw quail egg. In fact, I've never eaten a raw chicken egg. So this is new for me. But I did a little research, and all the credible sources say that quail eggs are, first of all, very unlikely to give me salmonella. I was happy to read that.
Okay.
But I did wash these eggs just in case. And also...
But you might grow one of those little flappy things that quails have on their forehead.
I hope so. A waddle. I read that the shell of the quail egg is much thicker than that of a chicken egg, and so you can't crack it like you would a normal egg.
Oh, really?
Right. So I should have done this off camera in practice. I should have practiced.
I don't know how you're going to use scissors.
A lot of people in the quail world use kitchen scissors to just nip the tip off. So I'm going to nip the tip.
All right, nip it.
Okay.
Rochelle, do we need a barf bag standing by?
Oh, we've got goop. We've got goop coming out.
Oh, it's like very gelatinous.
Oh, it's very gelatinous. This is...
It looks like mostly
Now,
mostly yolk.
They say that it's mostly yolk, which will be, I guess, rich in nutrients for me, I hope.
You're spilling a lot of it.
Oh, it's all going down my... I'm going to need some paper towels. Into the shot glass we go.
Oh,
There's one.
Look at
there
that.
we go.
It's so cute. I think you should do 2. You could fit 2 in that glass.
You want to do a double? All right, let's do a
Let's
double.
do a double shot.
Make it a double, bartender. All right, we're going to do a double. Why do I go along with this? Why am I agreeing with you?
Well, those are the cutest little eggs I've ever seen.
Oh,
things.
It's going to be the cutest case
how
of
many
food poisoning
quail
you've ever
eggs
seen.
do you need?
Oh, look at all this
make an
goop.
omelet?
Oh, look at all this.
Oh, it's
Oh, there we
all
go.
over
We
his
got
hand.
2 yolks.
Oh gosh,
I feel bad for
Okay.
the cleaning crew
All right.
around here. All right,
We're
here we
gonna
go.
Get a tight shot on this.
This
Okay.
will determine whether I'm here later tonight to do the 11 o'clock news.
Oh, so
I don't know
here
that I
we go.
could. I don't know if I can do both of these.
Raise a toast
All right.
to our loser of the Fairways and Furlongs draft.
This is what happens, boys and girls, when you design a bet and you come up with the punishment for the loser. You become the loser.
Oh my gosh.
I am serious when I say let's get a trash can over here nearby, because I don't know what. I have no idea.
Oh, no.
I don't know what's going to happen. I don't. Again, I'm a picky eater. I don't even eat oysters or onions. Thank you, Rochelle.
I'm getting nauseous.
All right, here goes.
Watching. Oh. And down the hatchet they both go. Swallow it up, and good to the last drop. What was the flavor profile there?
It wasn't bad at first, but it's got an aftertaste, buddy. It's got an aftertaste. I tell you that.
Give it up. Hey, you know what? You're a winner in my
Thank you very
book.
much.
Even though you scored 0 points in our draft, I think to be able to follow through on that.
Let's see if it stays down.
Okay.
Let's see if it
So
stays
we're
down.
should we sign off now while it's still wiggling down your
I think that's
esophagus?
I think that's a good bet.
Oh, man. Well, look, hey, you designed the bet.
I
Next
did.
time, maybe the loser has to, wash the other guy's car. How about that?
That would have been better.
That was going to be my suggestion. But once you said quail egg, I said, okay.
I've got 14 more eggs over here if you want to try one.
I'm good. I'm going to dig into this bread pudding. Thank you to our guests, Rachaad White, Shawn Michaels. On behalf of our nodpod crew, Rochelle on the jib, Chris on the ones and twos, Ronnie on the audio board. For BK and Cato, I'm Scott. Until the next time we're on, there are no off days.
You enjoy that while I'm puking.
There's still at least 10 more.